Southern peach cobbler is a soul food dessert and the darling favorite of the South. Loaded with fresh, juicy peaches and topped with the light and airy cinnamon sugar crust, a cobbler so delicious you may want to eat it all by yourself. Because the Soul Food Pot's YouTube peach cobbler recipe video has almost 100,000 views thanks to our loyal readers and subscribers like you. So, round of applause. Welcome to the Soul Food Pod. The first soul food podcast about Southern soul food. I'm your host, Shaunda Necole, cookbook author and food and lifestyle blogger, making life easier plus more soulful, one recipe at a time. What makes me an expert on authentic soul food? My heritage dates back to my great-grandmother Florence, a highly esteemed North Carolinian one-woman catering queen. In honor of my grandma Florence's legacy, I run the world's #1 soul food website today. I'm a born and raised Southern girl living my best life in the fabulous entertainment and food capital of the world, Las Vegas. I'm so proud to share my family's African American soul food recipes, representing our beautiful people and a legacy of what we eat. My mission here on the Soul Food Pod is to provide you with recipes for success. So join me as I create conversations about how accessible and approachable classic Southern soul food recipes can be. I'll teach you how these iconic recipes are now easy enough for anyone to make and everyone to love. Hey, beautiful souls. Southern peach cobbler is the perfect dessert for family gatherings, cookouts, potlucks, suppers, or a late night sweet tooth craving. This dessert embodies a lot of African American history, just like the story of James Hemings, an enslaved chef who invented baked macaroni and cheese. Peach cobbler has a similar story. Who invented peach cobbler? What's the history of peach cobbler? Did Black people create it? Enslaved Black folks did the cooking on Southern plantations and are the ones to give credit for plenty of classic American dishes we love and enjoy today. Southern peach cobbler is one of those iconic dishes created with biscuit dough, perhaps left over from breakfast. The dough was dropped over sliced peaches, placed at the bottom of an iron pot, then baked in an open hearth, cooking over hot coals for, presto, Southern peach cobbler. The African American history and story of Southern peach cobbler has the same Southern soul food legacy of Black people making something from nothing. At first, it was out of sheer necessity. Then it evolved into a gift of natural creativity and style, Black excellence. This is a legacy of creativity and ingenuity. Young folks today call it flavor or swag. So we must kiss the cook when we look back and honor our ancestors for what they created in generations past. It is now culinary cuisine. A Southern peach cobbler recipe is a staple Southern dessert, usually served with a heaping scoop of vanilla ice cream or whipped cream as the cobbler topping. After centuries of making it, it's evolved into a soul food delicacy, especially because of the spices and flavors used in the recipe, custom to Black folks' soul food cooking. So what ingredients do you need to make a Southern peach cobbler recipe? Southern homemade peach cobbler is made with all natural ingredients, from chopped peaches to cinnamon, butter, brown sugar, ginger, vanilla, and ground nutmeg. If you're making the cobbler crust from scratch, you'll also need flour, baking powder, salt, and shortening. But today, we're going to discuss an even easier way to make Southern peach cobbler because of self-rising dough, i.e. Bisquick. Yes, the pancake mix, but it's for peach cobbler today. It always yields a soft and airy crust. It's simply delicious. So beautiful souls, get excited because this is the best peach cobbler you'll ever taste, and it's also the easiest to make. The buttery, crisp topping and juicy syrupy peaches melt in your mouth upon every bite. It's an easy summer dessert that can be made with fresh or canned peaches when fresh ones are out of season. My peach cobbler is from my mom, Mama Mary, who's here with us. So I'll have her tell us more about this recipe. When did you start making peach cobbler?
Hi. I started making peach cobbler in my early 20s, and I discovered Bisquick along the way. And Bisquick was just so flavorful, buttery tasting, light and fluffy. I fell in love with it right away.
Wow. So let me backtrack. You've got almost a half a century at making peach cobbler. And you found a way to make it easier than making the dough from scratch
Yes.
back in your 20s. Amazing. I love Bisquick. Don't tell anybody, but I can eat Bisquick dough raw. I know that's not good, but I like it like a lot. So I'm in love with this recipe, and every time I take it somewhere, like I took it to my girlfriend's house one time, and her dad got on me for taking a big slice out of my own recipe. So yes, this recipe is so easy and so good. And for those who want to make their peach cobbler dough from scratch, the recipe is on the soul food pot for that, or you can use the easy way that we've shared with you today. So, beautiful souls, now I want to dive into your frequently asked questions about Southern peach cobbler. So, you asked, what kind of peaches are best for cobblers? Well, there are many different types of peaches, and each one has a very distinct flavor. The best peaches for cobblers are, of course, ripe peaches that are sweet and not too tart in taste. But really, not to worry. If you're following this soul food pot recipe for Southern peach cobbler, it has enough sugar and spices to drown out even the most tart peaches. Now, you also ask, can frozen peaches be used in the cobbler recipe if fresh peaches are not available? This is one of my favorite questions because we actually have some variations about how to do this. So, to answer the question right away, the classic Southern dessert of peach cobbler can be made with fresh peaches or frozen ones, or even canned ones. When using frozen peaches in your peach cobbler, there are a few things to keep in mind. Really, one essential thing to keep in mind, and that is to make sure that you thaw and drain the fruit first before adding it to the cobbler batter so that you don't end up making the batter watery because of the melting ice from the frozen peaches. Now, Mama, do you remember those canned peaches I used from Lidl?
Yes, I do.
And you thought they were super unique because,
I thought they were really unique because they were premium peaches. They were nice and beautiful color.
yeah, they were. It was I don't even remember how many ounces, but it was like a double ounce can. And this came from Lidl, y'all. We don't have Lidl out in the West where I live in Las Vegas, but we have Eagle. We have Lidl. It needs to be an eagle and fly out west, but we have Lidl here in Virginia. And yes, they have these huge cans of peaches that are available, and then they cut them like just in, were they just half?
Yeah, they were halves.
Yeah, instead of like in quarters. So that really made them really big and juicy and good. And we used them in a peach cobbler recipe because we were out of season. It was like I think we were in like November, December making peach cobbler, and those peaches turned out great. Well, then I also have to share that I found the ultimate in frozen peaches, again, when you cannot get fresh ones, at Trader Joe's. And I would even get these if I had access to fresh peach ones. I might just go to Trader Joe's and get these frozen ones.
Yes, they're so convenient.
Right, so convenient. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer out here, beautiful souls, because I don't want any mean tweets or comments. If you cannot find these peaches at Trader Joe's, I have found that from east to west, Trader Joe's has different things, and also a lot of their products are seasonal. So I don't know for sure that you can always get these peaches at Trader Joe's, but just check when you get there because if you can, they are amazing for Southern peach cobbler. So, you guys also ask, how important is it to use brown sugar with this recipe? And brown sugar is a staple in many Southern dessert recipes. If you want the best cobbler, it's essential to use brown sugar. And the white sugar and brown sugar, they have different properties that help create a flavor profile for your dish. So, on one hand, white sugar has a neutral taste but will caramelize when heated. In contrast, brown sugar does not caramelize and instead adds an extra dimension of flavor with its molasses content. Do you want to make the most flavorful and delicious vegetables and meats? Do you have the most flavorful seasonings in your pantry or in your spice rack? No worries if you don't have the answers to these questions. I've got you with my step-by-step digital printable guides to take your taste buds to new heights. I put together a collection of the best African American seasonings and spices, recipes passed along from my grandma to mom to me, and now to you in my easy step-by-step cookbooks and guides of all that's flavorful with these ultimate lists for soul food seasonings and how to season Southern fried chicken. Grab them from ShaundaNecoleshop.com, ShaundaNecoleshop.com. Also linked for your convenience in the episode description. Okay, beautiful souls, let me wrap up this episode with gratitude, credits, and thanks to you, because the Soul Food Pot's YouTube peach cobbler recipe video has almost 100,000 views thanks to our loyal readers and subscribers like you. So round of applause. Thank you. And here's what you have to say about this iconic Southern dessert. All right, Libby says, mine, her peach cobbler, is almost made the same way, but I pour the liquid off the peaches into the batter mix. That sounds super yummy, Libby. I love when people make recipe their own. And Sugar Honey Iced Tea, funny name, says that I make mine like this now instead of pie crust. It's so good. Oh, I'm so glad you love the recipe, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Donald Davis says, how, with exclamation marks, are you making me hungry? What a wonderful, delicious peach cobbler. Thank you, Donald. Then Christine Charlton says, now that is cobbler, with a bunch of exclamation marks. We love that comment, Christine. Barbara Smith says, I am from Colorado. My mom showed us how to make the dough, cut peaches and add dough to pie. Then she had us put the drips on top. Thank God for Southern family. Yes, Barbara, you are blessed and lucky for that Southern family and how that you already know how to make Southern peach cobbler. And La Ola de la Abuela says, this looks so good. New subscriber, exclamation marks. So thank you. We are happy to have you as part of the Beautiful Soul family. Glad you found us on YouTube. David Lee says, a little different from my grandma's, but it looks delicious. So we appreciate that good comment there. Teresa Boyd says, this looks so good. And actually, Cam Williams said the exact same thing. This looks so good. But Cam added what is that? That smiley face with the tongue out that looks so good. So, the emoji. Zena Sand says, looks good. And then Helen Carter Johnson says, can you email your recipe? We get that a lot on YouTube where folks are just like, email me the recipe. And I'm just putting this tip out there that actually, beautiful souls, if you just pop into the YouTube description, we always share the recipe link for you there. But you can always ask. We do a good job about also replying and giving you the link to make it easy for you as well. Let's see. Helen Cole says, my grandmother was from Texas and always made her peach cobbler with crust, but this looks so good too. Thank you, Helen. And then Karen Power says, looks delicious, yummy, and easy. Karen, you just summed up the entire episode on the Soul Food Pod today. That peach cobbler, this Southern peach cobbler recipe that we're sharing is yummy, delicious, and so easy to make. So thank you again for your kind words and beautiful sentiments, you beautiful souls. And if you haven't already, please check out the Soul Food Pot's Southern peach cobbler video on YouTube. We are on our way climbing to an official 100,000 views on this video. So until next time, beautiful souls, remember that food for the body is not enough. There must be food for the soul. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Soul Food Pod. Did you enjoy today's conversation and recipe? If you want more easy to make soul food recipes and Southern food for the soul, then follow me for ideas that make your life easier plus more soulful. Subscribe here to the Soul Food Pod and subscribe to my food blog, thesoulfoodpot.com. On the Instagrams, follow me at Shaunda Necole. Have you had today's recipe? Would you make it? Comment below and let me know. And make sure you rate this podcast 5 stars and subscribe for all the soul food.